Hi everyone, did you know that French have the biggest armed forces in Europe? In this video, we will talk about the French armed forces, its operation, capabilities, and strategic challenges.
France has invested in their military forces development, always in order to evolve and upgrade its equipment and capacities to achieve military superiority. For France, military doctrine is based on the concepts of national independence, self-sufficiency, and nuclear deterrence. The French armed forces have among their main objectives the defense of the national territory, the protection of the French interests abroad, and the maintenance of world stability.
The National Army, based on its military doctrine and the main objectives of the French armed force, placed this delicate responsibility in the hands of the President of the Republic, who is the commander-in-chief of all the armies, and in turn is also the supreme authority in matters military and the only official who can order a nuclear attack.
France has more than 13 military bases around the world, including in Mali, Germany, and the United Arab Emirates. The military structure is organized into 4 divisions of forces: Land Army, Marine Army, Air Force, and National Gendarmerie Army.
To cover each of the fronts, each division is subdivided into the following fronts: the Land Army in infantry, artillery, French Foreign Legion, Marine troops, light air force troops, signals and transmission, transport and logistics, and supplies.
The nuclear aircraft carrier Charles de Gaulle is a flagship of the National Navy that includes a naval infantry.
The principal units are attack submarines, aircraft carriers, destroyers, frigates, and the strategic that includes ballistic missile submarines.
The Air and Space Army has a Rafale, and it's organized by territorial air defense and air infantry.
Under the operating budget of the French Ministry of the Interior, the Gendarmerie is an armed force that provides units that are the operational control of the armed forces.
France is in the same position out of 140 countries in the world military power. Also, is ranked in the 8th country which spends the most on its military forces, with an investment of $52.7 in 2020. This country has the largest armed forces in the European Union, with 35,000 in reserve personnel and 205,000 in active troops, divided between the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force.
The military capability is divided into 4. The Army has more than 400 tanks and more than 6,000 armored vehicles and other equipment. The Navy has more than 100 assets in total, 10 submarines, 10 destroyers and other equipment. The Air Force has more than 1,000 aircraft in total and around 400 helicopters and other equipment.
After the exit of the UK of the European Union, France became the only country in the European Union which possesses nuclear weapons, and is made part of one of the 5 states recognized under the Treaty of Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, and it has the first largest stock of nuclear weapons in the world, possessing more than 200 nuclear weapons.
Military forces have been designing and executing a series of modernizations in order to improve their capacities. Some of those are common law meant to refocus French military, which sets policy guidelines and resources for the period. Creation of modern high technology, digitalization, and artificial intelligence to cover the need of operational superiority. Actions, strategies, and measures to gain strategic depth. The Scorpion Initiative, which prioritizes lethality, mobility, and protection revolution. An upgrade on combat supports and logistics platforms to improve connectivity and communication for collaborative combat. Scorpion Battle Lab, a warfighting doctrine that emphasizes on enhancing French Army's ability to train, operate, and fight alongside allies.
Due to the COVID-19, the exports of foreign weapons dropped 41% in 2020, result of 4.9 billion euros. In the other side, France has been the third principal grower of present weapons since 2016, behind the US and Russia with 8.2% of sales.
For France, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization alliance is the major country defense based on Article 5. In 2007, the Lisbon Treaty was ratified, including a British clause that made impossible the creation of a European army. Therefore, any collective defense organization of the European Union will have to respect the decision of member states with NATO.
Before that, France presented itself as the great nuclear child of European security. Actually, the French president defined NATO as a dead organization of which France is part.
France's military power is not as strong as it appears. if NATO is dissolved and even thought they are increasing their arsenal, not having a large investment and the lack of protection will place France in a situation in which they will have to deal individually with the demands of the economic superpowers. Currently, on the war between Ukraine and Russia,
France is helping Ukraine with financial support and is implementing the economic sanctions on Russia as the European Union proposed in a unanimous vote.
This was all for the video. We hope you will find it interesting and keep watching videos in this canal.